Okay. So it should be done by the secretary, by the lecturer. Put in the meeting. Okay, then now it is okay. No, our technical matters are okay. I will go in technical matters. Right. That should be understood first, practically. Organizations, managers, and strategic plan, strategic plans. They will consider extension and strategic goals and strategies useful to do. Then general plan, now we are going to first start is to support and help the strategic plan at the functional level, at the operational level. But there's a good linkage, yeah, in all types of plans or in all the levels of plans. Right, these are the learning outcomes set for this first session in planning. First, we have to have an introduction of overview of planning, with a definition of it as well. Then after that, we can use a diagram to understand the three levels of plans or goals. The total plans goals go together, go hand in hand. Then you have to use both together, right? Then second point can be said as also said as identify levels of goals. Right, then using another diagram, we will describe, identify, and describe the 5 steps used by managers in general planning process. That is said as the organizational planning. If it is not given as strategy plans, then you have to assume that this is about the general plan. So you have arbitrarily selected that. If it is silent to use and say strategic, then you have to think it is about the normal situation, normal plans. Right, finally, we will identify major benefits and some limitations of plans, but those limitations are not actually because of the weaknesses of plans, but those can arise as far as how managers use the plans. And then extremely overestimating that. It is only a document, no? You should not overestimate that. Then we have to look at some other exceptions also. If not, those limitations, but there are many benefits of in type of plan, even for the users. Right, one by one, we will describe these. Right, what happens in planning, in any planning function? Mainly 2 things happen. No? First one is the users or managers. We will consider managers mainly. These points. The manager should know the organization's goals, strategic goals, but which are derived from in the strategic plan. But we discuss next. Right, but the goals identified in the strategic plan should be considered here, defined in a general plan also. That is one part. One thing a manager should know in a general plan. They should know what are the goals that organization needs to achieve, and which are considered as annual goals or corporate goals or stated goals. Right. After knowing the goals, then they also should know in planning the ways or means. Those are similar to the strategies or action plans used to achieve it. So these are 2 things that should happen in planning: setting goals and identifying the ways of achieving the goals. Right. Then, as I mentioned, the terms plans, goals go together. The next point defines, considers a goal. What's the meaning of a goal? Then another term is objective. Goals, objectives can be used interchange. Some say goals are bigger, broader than objectives. But we can use the two together. Sometimes we can say long-term goals, long-term objectives, similar. Short-term goals, short-term objectives, similar. Medium-term goals, medium-term objectives, similar. Project goals, project objectives, similar. Operational level goals, operational level objectives, similar. Don't forget about these narrow definitions. But to match with the situation, try to use them. Understand them, use them. Anyhow, a goal or an objective is a desired, the future desired state, that managers or organizations try to achieve or realize. Then, as I said, they can be considered with the time periods as long-term objectives, short-term objectives, medium-term objectives. Or we can consider the levels of management as to identify goals as strategic goals, tactical goals, and operational level goals. For long-term, medium-term, and short-term. Right. That's how whatever the next time for the level, a goal or an objective is a desired state condition that managers try to realize or achieve. Oh, it is a problem. A desire is a problem. Goal achievement is a problem. Problem or a need of a manager. Because we have different goals. Then those are also considered as our problems. A problem term is not bad. It is always there. Has to consider. Deal with them. To achieve. To address them. Right. Then for that purpose, a plan document or blueprint is used to understand what kind of goals should be achieved, how to allocate resources, how to schedule, how to allocate tasks and other actions to back the goal. But that's how these key terms. The function is planning, and the key terms are goals, plans, etc. All are used by managers. That's our subject management process for fundamentals of management. Then any other questions, clarifications about the contents in this slide? We have an overview of organizational planning. Planning. There can be some uncovered things here, but these are the key things. Especially the things I mentioned in the red color, as the red color words. Yeah, from the start. I will next Galle. Any other questions, clarifications based on your learning and education and background and working background? If you ask questions, please ask from me after now. Right, then this is the second learning point as considered as to identify levels of plans or levels of goals. Okay, put the plans and say goals also. Both are here. As per this diagram, the identification of levels of plans and goals should be based on what? Based on the vision, vision statement. Vision statement of the organization. That's the formal one. The other vision statement is there as a guideline. as a free track to identify the track direction. But to deal with other subsequent things, managers should consider mostly the vision. The more form. That's the primary purpose. It indicates why organization is there in the market. What is the primary business for the purpose of it? Right. Based on that, other subsequent goals, plans should be given. Then if we consider this as a house, then roof is similar to the vision. But the mission is considered communicated as a statement. In annual reports, all of them are there. No? All of these are there in a company annual report. Mission is there, goals are there. If they separately identify objectives, those are there. Values are there, policies are there, philosophy is there. Then organizational structure is there. Chairman's review or CEO's message is there. What is key performance indicators are there. Past track records are there. Then financial statements, no, those are there. Many things now. CSR reporting, distance sustainability reporting, all should come, no, in annual reports. You can download, no, the PDF copies of it. Refer hard copies now. You can refer soft copies. As example, you can download this annual reports prepared by those blue chip companies in Sri Lanka. It is big customers. Even commercial bank is preparing a good annual report. It has been forwarded also. This annual report prepared. This annual report prepared. I try to download at least one soft copy of the 2022 one. Please be prepared. Then all these concepts can be understood very practically to understand how these management principles are applied by corporations practically. How they try to deal with them and how they try to communicate them in adopting, applying this document is a recent annual of a good company. Local company. And those are examples. The ecosystem is very good, not very comprehensive. It indicates the overall group performance and subsidiaries performance, new startup of the business. The profit making company even the crisis period in billions of profit. The diversified. Right. Those are benchmarking reports from Sri Lanka company. Sri Lanka group. Right. Then there are two types of arrows, no, moving from top to bottom and bottom to top. But it indicates the two organizing principles. No? First one, the arrows going from top to the bottom indicate the chain of command principle. No? Chain of command principle. All these are linked to people in the organization from the top level to the lowest level. That means they should follow them. They should understand. Right, then their working progress should be reported from bottom level to the top level. The other arrows presented. That is called the scalar principle. Scalar principle. The first one is chain of command principle. Or if you consider coordination and communication, first arrows indicate downward communication. That is the first part of the vertical communication or vertical coordination. The other arrows indicate the upward communication. So, yeah, that is the other part of the vertical communication. But the interdepartmental communication is not shown here, not presented here. That means horizontal communication is not presented here. Here only we see the vertical communication and vertical coordination. But all these should be based on the vision statement of the organization. But vision should be based on the vision statement. It is not mentioned here. Then try to collect a good annual report and try to read and understand how these appear practically in the subject of you. Now you can download the research in this possible. I will tell you. I'll tell you which annual report you are going to download and read. Download. Right. Then based on the vision, immediately the manager should identify the strategic plans and goals, especially who are responsible for that. Senior managers, top managers of an organization are responsible for that. Then in preparing strategic plans and strategic goals, as per the systems theory, what we discussed in the second lesson, and as per the conceptual skills required by senior managers mostly, as discussed in the first lesson, right? They have to consider the organization as a whole, whole entity. They have to have a big picture, a holistic view, or long-term perspective to provide the strategic plans and strategic goals to the business. Right. Then there are some other terms for the term strategy. Any other terms? Long-term, no? Long-term plans, long-term goals is another way to identify them, call them. Right. Then another is corporate plans and corporate goals. So institutional plans and institutional goals. These are different terms, similar terms. Long-term plans and long-term goals. Then critical, some writers use the term critical plans and critical goals. So upper level or top level plans and top level goals. And those are some similar names for the same. Then senior managers for top level managers, for strategic managers, strategic level managers, upper level managers. Are responsible to ensure the preparation of strategic plans and goals for the organization, for the business. In doing that, they should have a holistic view, or they should consider the organization as a whole entity operating within the external environment, in the changing environment. Right. Then to support, as per this diagram, to support the strategic plans and goals prepared by the senior managers, then the technical managers or middle level managers of the organization or divisional or functional managers of the organization should be able to prepare their tactical plans and technical goals for the different departments like production, marketing, sales, accounting, HR, finance, research and development, ICT, and so on. Those departments are named different based on the nature of the business, nature of the organization. But I said that mostly use names to identify the functional departments. Production departments are the only for manufacturing organization. Others do not have. They have other departments. They may have other, but not for production or manufacturing. Right, then similar names, other names for the term tactical are intermediate, intermediary plans and intermediary goals. Tactical plans and tactical goals. Then divisional plans and divisional goals. Then functional plans and functional goals are some similar names. Therefore, these should be prepared by middle managers or functional managers for their divisions, functions. Those are the examples. Production plans, production goals, marketing plan, marketing goals, finance plans, plan and finance goals, HR plans and HR goals, IS plans and IS goals, like that. Even project plans and project goals come together here now, to the middle level, technical level. That's how we identify management types in the first lesson. Project managers are also placed in the middle level. But they are generalists. These managers are experts to the particular area. But project managers should have different skills. They are generalists. Right. In the lowest level, third level, we have to consider the operational level plans and operational level goals. Supervisory managers or lower level managers are looking after them. Those are prepared, those may be prepared for the departments. If it is a very vertical hierarchical organizations, the departments can be identified in the lower level. But the divisions are there, functions are there in the middle level. But for some organizations, the departments can come here to the middle level. Right. That's why we call those departments are production department, no? Marketing department. It also can go there. Right, then these plans, goals can be set for a group or for an individual worker. When you look at the steps of the planning process, general planning process, you will realize that. In using a method like MBO, management by objective cycle, that is to operationalize the plans, the worker level, individual worker level. Like customers are identified the individual level, no? Employees also should be to be identified personally. That is very important. Right, then similar names for these are short term. You consider term short term plans and short term goals. Okay. Lower level, you consider the level, lower level plans and lower level goals. That is mentioned here, operational plans and operational goals. The routine, another term is routine. Routine plans and routine goals. Which are happening repeatedly, updated repeatedly. A short period of time. Sometimes per day, for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month, for a quarter, for 6 months, likewise. But functional plans are considered for a year. for a year. No? Budgets are etc. will be for a year, annual. Then strategic plans were earlier identified for the minimum shortest period. Strategic plan period is what 5 days. No, now it was short 3 years. The Japanese companies are preparing strategic plans for 3 years. Even Sri Lanka also have started doing that. That's the lowest, but they can go through 5 years, 10 years, 20 years also. The minimum one is the 3 years. I think we consider the minimum one as 5 years. Now market is very volatile. No? Then we are shorten. That's the minimum one. No? Right then, I didn't give examples, no? But you can derive examples for these based on the things I explained already. Right. Then how to present strategic goals as some vague statement, no? Unclear statement, vague statement to cover different area. Can you give some examples for strategic goal statements? Somewhat unclear, very short qualitative statements. Raising market share, raising profitability. Like that, no? Raising or increasing market share, increasing profitability. So raise RAI is then expanding the business, enter into new markets. Or gaining competitive advantages. And some examples for the strategic goals, strategic directions, strategic intentions. Customer satisfaction, that's the number one. Satisfying customers. Then satisfying and developing people, employees. Those are very vague. Not giving the exact ways of doing it. Those should be looked at by the other levels of plans and goals. Enhancing performance. Right. Then the production plans, production goals, marketing plans, marketing goals, HR plans, HR goals, budgets or divisional budgets are some examples for the tactical. Those are used to support the strategic goals. Right. But based on each department or divisions and the projects, then managers should guide the people in it. For that purpose, they should use operational level plans. No? Supervisory managers are responsible for that, but which are supervised by or guided by the divisional heads, functional heads. Then mostly operational level plans, goals appear as schedules, no? Schedules, checklists, registers. Likewise. To support the budgets for the divisional plan. Inventory control schedules, no? Work attendance register, machine maintenance registers, vehicle maintenance registers. Fixed assets maintenance registered are kept in the department. No? And so details you know better than about it. We also use our attendance by not given yet. It's another operational level plan used by CSC plan. Maintain your attendance and my attendance. Those are kept, the records are maintained for an individual person. So we are in a group, but those information are maintained at the individual. That's the nature of the operational level plan. Then performance standards, no? Performance standards or KPIs, key performance indicators, should be given to the individual workers or for a group at this level now. This production worker, the supervisor should set the number of units to be produced by the worker, production worker, at the end of the day. In units, it can be communicated. Or the number of hours worked for a day. Number of hours is for a service. Business. It applies to the manufacturing workers as well. Number of unit produced, it is a sales force, number of products to be sold per day or in a region. Likewise, performance standards can be given for an individual worker. For individual workers. The taxi driver, how to evaluate the performance? Number of miles we run per day. Number of miles, kilometers, not kilometers, not miles. Number of kilometers. Your should have travel. They can have a monthly salary or something. In addition to that, there are commissions, bonuses. Right. Then these should happen in the both ways. First from top to bottom, then bottom to the top. Then only people in these different levels can be coordinated to achieve the to achieve the mission, to realize the mission. But before that, they should achieve the annual goals. Right, any other questions, clarifications about this part? Any other questions? Right, then online members are also comfortable, no? To hear and understand this. Right, then if no question from you, then we will move to the next part. That's the bigger part of the lesson. Then we can use this diagram to understand the general planning process of an organization. This has the five steps, but as I mentioned about the management process, the steps for this process, planning process also works as a cycle, ongoing cycle. Right. First step says the develop the plan or developing the plan, where the said mission goal setting should happen. No? Those are the 2 points considered in the first stage here under the develop the plan. Right. Then the plan developed should be translated. No, translated. For that purpose, the divisional plans, tactical plans should be used. Right. Then in this stage, managers should know tactical plans. They should map the strategies with the help of departments. The corporate level strategy implementation should be well matched or devised with the department. That is called strategy mapping. In doing that, managers should identify strategies in 4 areas. So, those are the 4 areas mentioned by the balance scorecard by Kaplan and Norton. Balance scorecard, 4 areas. KPIs, etc., should be developed for these to cover the 4 areas, not only the financial area. There are other 3 areas. Custom areas, internal processes, then learning and growth or learning and innovation. Right. There's a new thing, no? Coming here, that is the contingency plans. You know that now the environment is very turbulent. We can't predict, managers cannot predict the different types of environment. We discussed in the third session, previous session. Started with the globalization, increased globalization, and the dominant nature of the natural environment. Now in Antarctic, now Gassian, is the real problem. No? That may be the reason to have very warm situations all over the world. Those animals are killed, no? They are vanishing. No? The animals like penguin, no? Polar bear in those shows are now extinct, vanishing to the sea. Those are the very hazardous situations no? The entire world has faced. The drastic changes in the natural environment. Right. Then to get ready for these unexpected situations coming from the external environment, in the second stage, managers should prepare a special type of plans. Those are considered as contingency plans. There are some other names used for contingency plans. They can be considered as Plan B, alternative plans, for crisis plans, likewise, Plan B, crisis plan. There are some other names. Those will come to my mind now. Contingency plans for disaster plans. Plan B. But as examples, what are the events considered by these contingency plans? Increase the cost of supply, power crisis, natural events and hazards, climate changes, power crisis, raw material shortages, labor unrest, labor crisis. Yeah, in the control of management, but they can use contingency plans to get ready for it. As what to use. For the ongoing power crisis problems, power cuts, managers can use generators, or power synchronizing methods, or solar power as alternative. They can have different alternative powers, working hours, chip basic. Those are some examples for small contingency plans. that come up by managers. Right. Then next one, plan operations. That is not the implementation level. Implementation level is actually this one, execution level. But before that, as mentioned in the third stage, a plan operation should be there, where the short-term operational plan should be defined. Then, as I mentioned, the performance standards or targets, KPIs should be selected. Those can be given for individual workers. Finally, right. Where the action plans also should be prepared. Action plans. Operational plans are in the forms of action plans. But action plans can be seen in the strategic level also. And the projects also. In any level, action plans can be seen. The action plans communicate the particular level of the objective to be achieved and the time plan to achieve that, and how to allocate resources, how to allocate the responsibility, authority, all can be communicated. Those are relevant for any level, not only to the operational level. Then action plans used at the strategic level are called as strategic action plans. Those are used in the projects called as project action plans. But they are mainly prepared at the operational level, as we know. As we are familiar, right? Then the implementation of the action plans is considered as the execution of implement the plan, execute the plan. Seen in this fourth stage of this diagram, right? Then actually we can separate these the last point into two. Then there are three tools, no? Three tools are generally used by managers, especially the operational level managers, to execute the plan. One is it is a very traditional method introduced by Peter Drucker, management by objectives. It is another mini planning cycle. There's a diagram to understand the four stages in the MBO. That is mostly used, but most managers are not knowing about that. They are implementing them, not knowing the word concept. They may be doing that blindly, but things are happening as mentioned in the MBO by Peter Drucker. Right. But in addition to the MBO cycle, to execute the plan, these are well known, no? Well known and used, mostly used. The two other types of plans. One is standing plans. The other one is the single-use plans. Both are used to help executing the plans at the operational level. But standing plans are there throughout the organization. Even they can be followed by senior managers. Any person should follow the standing plans. That's similar to the policies, procedures, rules, regulations, etc. in the goals. Those directions, behavioral directions, can be considered as standing plans. People in any division, team, or any individual worker, any manager should follow them. Right. Then the other one is the single-use plans. Which are routine plans. No? Routine plans. The contents of them are updated regularly, but contents of the standing plans are not updated regularly. No, they can remain for a long period of time. They are the guidelines, long-term guidelines given for everybody in the organization. Examples for single-use plans are programs, budgets. Are very good examples for single-use plans. Programs, budgets. Which are updated at least annually. Right. Therefore, all three help as a whole, no, to successfully execute the plans at the operational level. Right. But this incomplete unless the last step is there. That is to monitor and improve, or monitor and learn, where the review should be done. For that purpose, manager should get or use operational information. It is considered as operational review. But two types of reviews involved here. First one is planning review, plan reviews or planning reviews, then operational reviews. Both should be done actually. Finally, with the help of the operational level information, the progress of the plan should be reviewed. No? All progress of the whole planning function should be reviewed. Then future planning efforts should be modified. Considering all these as learning points for the continuous improvement. That's how the planning, the 5 steps function as a cycle, ongoing cycle, or continuous improvement oriented cycle. Right, most quality management oriented Japanese companies have been using the PDCA cycle. I mentioned that before. PDCA cycle as a cycle. It was introduced by Deming, quality group Deming. There's some call it as a Deming cycle. Deming wheel also. It has four steps. According as a cycle, plan, do, check, and act. The first letters of those 4 verbs have been taken to name them. PDCA cycle. It's a bottom up, no? Very bottom up method. MBO is a top down method. But MBO helps to put everybody in the agenda. Therefore, MBO is not only a planning method. In addition to working as a planning method, it works also as an employee training method, employee performance evaluation method, employee motivation method. Also. Right. And in the other slides, coming next, provide the brief explanation of each of these state plans. But I have already explained it, but we will observe and see those slides as well. Not to mistake. Right. These are the things happening in the first stage. Develop the plan. First, the organization should know the vision of it. Some information about the vision are given here. An example is also given from the Unilever mission statement below. Mission explains the reason for survival, reason for existence by the organization. It covers organization's values, aspirations, and reason for being there. Then a well-defined mission is the foundation, no? As mentioned in the diagram, triangle diagram. It is the basis for developing all other goals and plans in 3 levels. Right. Then as for the Unilever mission statement, it says, but definitely I think these words have covered these, no? Unilever values, aspiration, and reason for being in the market, global market. It says our vision is to add value or vitality to life of people, or stakeholders. We meet everyday needs for nutrition. These are different categories of product, no? Nutrition, hygiene, and personal care. With brands, it is highly a brand-oriented company, brand development-oriented company. Brands that help people look good, feel good, and get more out of the life. Final ultimate goal of these businesses is to enhance the standard of living standard of people. Right. That's how, no, in a marketable way, very attractive way, the corporate mission statement should be developed and presented. This is one example. To like, you can download many other mission statements of the popular website. If you have internet, can you download at least one of them? Honestly, this is the mission statement. It is similar to Unity version. Oh, you will take a different one. Commercial bank. Yes. So Sampath Bank mission statement as from bankers to Sri Lanka. They got a receipt. Commercial bank. Oh, Sampath Bank. Oh. What is that? Commercial banks, what? Can you read out that?
Locally owned and operated community bank, delivering innovative solutions and outstanding customer service while partnering with our employees, customers, and communities to build brighter futures.
I think those concepts have been covered. No, what organization values, ambitions, and through them, why it is there at the market. No? Then another one, Sampath Bank. Who got that? Sampath Bank PLC again. Name. Or these are public quoted companies. Quoted public companies. Public liability companies. Is for Toyota's one? Toyota's, not Toyota Lanka private limited. That's the local name. Local one in Vatal. It is also having come up. Can be based on the mother company, no? Parent company. Toyota. They do get the Toyota's one. Toyota's mission statement. Toyota Motor Corporation. Good. Read. Move. This is move. That's the not the mission, no mission. It is somewhat vague, no? Somewhat similar to a mission. But it's a well experienced, very old company, no? That may be the reason to summarize it. Right. Then that is there, no? Moving people, no? That is the why it is there can be understood, no? Then primary purpose of the business is that by manufacturing vehicles, the core benefit given is movement of people. Not only people, goods as well, no? The commercial vehicles are there to move the loads. But now Toyota commercial vehicle market share has gone to Chinese. Still is runs with the cars and SUVs. It is the number one automobile seller in the world market. From the General Motors. Right. That's how these principles can be seen live in corporate scenarios. Companies can have different fashions and styles to present their statements, but all of them should cover these basic concepts. Right, then the other point in the development plan, first stage is to know how these 3 levels of plans and goals should be developed based on the vision. We have already described this, no? In the previous point was using that triangle diagram. Then the similar things I have mentioned orally can be seen here. Right. Another name for this is official goals, or official plans. I didn't use that, no? Official. Right, then shall I skip this? Similar things have been mentioned. Otherwise, it will be boring to you if I repeat the same thing always. Because it's the time was. Right, then next second stage is the translate the plan. We noted these, no? Tactical plans. A similar way, we can explain the purpose of them. They are there to help the company strategies, no? Right. Then strategy mapping. This is the way I explained. The strategy mapping is the visual presentation of three drivers of an organization success. These drivers are the 4 drivers mentioned originally by Galle as learning and growth. That's the 4th one actually. Internal processes, customer service, and financial perspective, financial performance. Then these are the areas determining or contributing the firm's long-term success. Therefore, the KPIs, performance standards, targets, formation should follow into these 4 areas, not only into one. Generally, KPIs formation can be balanced with that. Then only the competitive position can be ensured for the business. Otherwise, it is imbalance. In those case studies also, you have to use this knowledge to analyze the cases. Right, then operational level plans in a similar way, they are explained here. Schedules are the important components in operational plans, but there are other different lists with different names. But important in operation plans, as I mentioned, KPIs targets should be given, right? Or identify that. Right, then this is the 4th stage, considered as the execute the plan or implement the plan. This is the role of MBO or description about MBO. MBO is a system or a method or a philosophy where managers and employees both work together to define goals in every department or project or for individuals and achieve them and evaluate their performance. All are done here. But as a process or cycle, MBO has these 4 functions or 4 steps. First one is the setting goal, but compared to long-term goals, these operational level goals should have these characters. No? We use this acronym with SMART. SMART. The operational level goals or objectives used here should be S denotes specific. Goal should be specific. M denotes the measurability of them. A denotes the achievability of them. Then R relevance into the particular work area or department. Then there should be a time period also. All 5 characters should be there. The good operational level goal or an objective. Right. Then to have all these characters, the supervisory managers or lower level managers should be able to provide operational level goals and targets for their employees in the division or in the group or the team. Right. Then action plans. importantly here, action plan should be developed. Action plans. Those are the plans indicating the courses of actions used to or needed to achieve the operational level goals. But action plans can be
Excuse me, sir. We can't hear you.
Excuse me, sir.
දැන් හරි.
Okay. Now okay. Okay.
Without of having the break for about 15 minutes, then you also can have that. Coming back, I'll do a wrap-up session. If you had any problems of hearing, I will redo that. But as a wrap-up one, දැන් ඇහෙනවද?
ඔව් සර් දැන් ඇහෙනවා.
Sound එක normally ඉදිරිය ඇහෙනවද දැන්? Hello,
ඔව් සර් ඇහෙනවා.
online members.
ඇහෙනවා සර්.
දැන් කොහොමද sound condition?
දැන් හොඳයි.
Chat box එකේ එවන්න මොන හරි තියෙනවා ප්‍රශ්නයක්? Zoom meeting Teams එකේ chat එකට දාන්න.
Right. Now, can you respond, please? Again?
But ඉන්නවනේ meeting එකේ. දැන් ඇහෙනවද? Sounds.
ඔව් සර් ඇහෙනවා.
ප්‍රශ්නේ උනේ
දැන්
කොහෙද?
ඇහෙනවා.
ඒ ප්‍රශ්නයන්ගේ කොයි අවස්ථාවේද? lesson එක
MBA එක explain කරන්න ගත්ත වෙලාවේ.
මොනවද?
MBO එක explain කරන්න ගත්තනේ සර්. ඒ වෙලාවේ තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ ආවේ.
ඒක ඉතින් මොනවද? සම්පූර්ණයක් කරේ නැහැ. හරි මේ දැන් බ්‍රේක් එක අරගෙන තා විනාඩි 12කින් වගේ ඉන්න. අපි මම එතන නම් පොඩ්ඩක් wrap up එකක් කරන්න right. සමරියක් දෙන්න. හරි. Okay. මේ බලන්න අර මේ icons තියන්නේ. මේක minimize කරනවානේ. මේක ඉන්නකොටනේ. ඒක මේ හැම ක්ලාස් එකකටම අදාළ වෙන එකක් නේ. right. එම් බලමු. දැන් කොහොමද මේ කොහොමද? ඔව් සර්. ඒක හොඳයි. දැන් මොනවාරි දිනවද? ඊසොල මින්නකට හොඳයි මේ. Yeah, flexible. So lectures කරනවද? Subjects keep it. ගලන් ඉතින් මේක ගවර්නර් නම් තියන්නේ. රෙකෝඩින් කරලා යනවා. ඔය එක තියන්නේ.
යනවා නේද?
රෙකෝඩින් වෙනස්ුනේ යන්නේ නැහැ නේ. යනවා. ඔව් මේක ඉවරයි දැන් මේ ආයෙ මම අතන ඉඳන් පොඩ්ඩක් මේ කරන්න.
මායි පොඩ්ඩක්
ඉතින් 10ක් 15ක් අරගෙන මේකට ටිකක් තමයි මේකලා මේ ක්විස් එක දෙන්න. ලකුණක් දෙන දවසේ. පොලින් යුනිවර්සිටියේ අනිවාර්යයි ක්විස් එකක්. මේ ලෙක්චර් සදාම අනිවාර්ය උපක්‍රම සීලේ. ළමයිටත් හොඳයි. හරි. All online members are here now. Have you back now? Then we can have the wrap up session. But all should be here. Yes. There's only one no. We are here. Yeah, our team members are here, no? You said that the sound was out from this point onwards, no? From this is the slide we use to talk about MBO and the plan execution. Step four of the diagram, no? Or before the last one. Then shall I redo with a quick wrap up session? Wrap up work. Can you hear us? Hello? Have you come back now after the break?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Then
Yes, sir.
MBO, arrangement by objective and standing plans, as well as single use plans, are the three devices used by managers to execute the plan, no, as per our diagram. The first one device is MBO. It is the system where managers and employees together try to define objectives or goals for their department, maybe a project for a project and for the individual level. And not only that, not only setting goals, but the goal achievement is also monitored and reviewed when managers complete the review process, right? Therefore, below we see that's the explanation given about MBO. After that, we see the 4 steps. In a diagram also these 4 steps are presented in the next slide. But before that, we will have a small introduction about each of the page. Right. First one is setting goals in any planning process, as in MBO. It is common to MBO also. First one is to know what should be done. Right. Then here, first step is setting goals. Right. Then importantly, these goals should be set for all levels, each and every level, and sometimes for each and every employee. Right. To reflect their day-to-day activities done. But they can achieve what they can do going extra miles. Only activity is not given task is not the aim, but workers can do better than that. But anyhow, to do both, at least to achieve the target and go extra miles, these operational level goals or stand objectives should have those characters, no? Smart characters. These are 5 characters indicated with these small short words. It means the goals, objectives given to workers and divisions should be very specific, right? Then it means they should be measurable in numbers. Then they should be achievable also for the workers. No? Reasonable targets should be given, or achievable targets should be given. Then the given target should be relevant to the particular line of the department and the people working there. For finance people, only finance matters should be given, not production matters. No, otherwise they would face a confusion. Right. Then for any level, no, any goal, there should be a time frame, short time frame, no, to know how within the time frame it should be achieved. Then how to evaluate the performance also can be based on the time frame. Right. Then action plans importantly should be developed here, right, for the actions. But I said action plans can be developed for any level, even for strategic level. No, then they can be called as strategic action plans. Or for projects, then they are the project action plans. But here, action plans given to the operational level for the division and for the supervisor and the worker. Right. Right. Then importantly, MBO helps evaluating the work in progress or goal achievement at the individual level, at the group level, and finally, as per the last step, it helps to assess or appraise the overall divisional performance. Right. Then based on that, senior managers can have the aggregation of them to evaluate the overall company performance. Right. Therefore, this is not only a top-down method. This is also a bottom-up method. No, right. The two-way process or processes happen. Then same is presented in this nice diagram also next in colors. Right. This looks like a management control function. The taking corrective action all in controlling. But therefore, MBO gives a multi-purposes, for managers and employees. As I said, mainly it is a goal setting method. Then it is an employee performance evaluation method, employee motivation method. Then it looks like a controlling method as well, because it allows monitor and reviewing the work done at different levels. the operational, with the operational goals, or with the divisional goals. Right. Then, as a cycle this happens, therefore, the monitor and review mentioned in the main diagram by us, in the planning diagram, should not be talked again, no? This is the place, it also can be explained. With the execution, it happens already with MBO. Right. But same explanation should be given, where if you are to explain that, the last step of the main diagram. This allows learning, continuous learning for managers and employees, no? Right. In future planning, efforts can be modified, improved further. Right. But the information should be taken from the operational level, maybe from employees, from customers, from suppliers. Those go to the top level, to the middle level. Therefore, operational level is important, no? Right. Without that, nothing could work as well as nothing can be evaluated those. If it is a bag, frontline staff members see all these things, no problems. Frontline staff members. They directly deal with the customers, so visitors to the bank at the reception. Then if it is sales force goes here and there in the market. A lot of ongoing information can be taken from there as operational level information or information for the improvements. Then customer complaints, supplier complaints. Not only complaints, no? Sometimes the customers give positive comments. Those are also valuable inputs to understand the performance of the organization. But in our Sri Lankan culture, we mainly bother about the complaints, negative side. There are positives also, no? We have much communicated through newspapers and all, Facebooks and all, but always the negative things. Then only we can promote positive things. No, if we are communicating negative things, we promote negative things. Sometimes we stimulate negative things. Others to do, engage in them. It is very bad. Therefore, communication is the most important one. Modify the behavior. Therefore, we have to communicate mostly positive things. Right. That's how those are critical views about these principles, critical views. But we have to think critically, no? Otherwise we can't develop. Critical thinking is very important to do changes. No? Without that, we don't identify the change possibilities. Right. Right. Then, in addition to the MBO, as I said, these are the two other devices, tools used by managers to execute plans. No? As per our diagram, as per the slide. Right. One is we will take the last one, second one first. Standing plans, which are ongoing plans providing guidelines for tasks and behaviors of everybody in the organization. Even senior managers should follow them. Good examples for standing plans are policies, including HR policies. But there are company-specific policies, no? Overall policies, HR policies in different levels. Rules, regulations, procedures, all should be well followed. Right. Therefore, these are very good examples for proactive plans also. Proactive or feed forward plans, feed forward controls. Right. Standing plans are very good examples for active controls or feed forward controls or proactive controls. In audit also, you will check these things in the interim module, no? In the system module. After that only you started doing financial main audit. No? You have to check these things. No? System. Clients, system should be identified. Without that, no point. No? If you started straight away financial audit, it's a blind audit. Not effective. It can be very accurate, but not effective. No? Very efficient, not accurate. It can be very efficient, but not effective audit. First, we have to look at the system, evaluate the system of the client. No? After that, only you have to do the main audit, financial audit, technical audit. Right. That's the role of the standing plans. Huh? Those are common for everybody. Should be followed by everybody in the organization. Even customers should, visitors should follow them. No? Follow them. Not to violate them. But a violation can happen mistakenly. Then managers should not punish the customers, no visitors. They have to forgive them. The third one is the single-use plans. They are third technique or method used to execute the plan, right? Which are repeatedly, updated, not like standing plans. The single-use plans are used to address special tasks, special programs, projects. These are the two examples given for single-use plans as programs and projects, but there can be some other things like task forces, also task forces. Then I gave some examples, for the areas for using programs and projects. Those areas are ERP, ERP, enterprise resource planning, ERP, then project, productivity improvement, quality improvement, disaster, labor matters, employee welfare matters. Then product development, new product development can be carried out as projects, special projects, which are not happening always. Therefore, operational level plans also, I think, mainly happening for the divisions, divisions or project. People are there, recruited for a division, for a department or a project. They remain in the. Therefore, we can't separate operational level plan execution from the tactical plans. Tactical plans only guide, but using only tactical plans, we can't implement them, execute them, and evaluate them. That's why the third level comes in as the operational level. Then, as I said, for diversified companies, there's another level between strategic level and the tactical level. That's the business level. They have different businesses, related and unrelated businesses, right? Then they have different markets, different customers, consumers, different competition. Therefore, different managers should be employed to look after those businesses based on their expertise, qualifications, and experience. But then I am always taking that example. Easy to tell about that. It has different businesses, maybe plantation, printing, shipping line, travels, hotels, not only Sri Lanka, in the overseas as well, all these. Then there are some other businesses newly started in power and energy. Right. I propose, better to start Sri Lanka Railway, but also by the with the luxury trains. Then it can diversify the portfolio further. Right. That's how strategic SBUs comes, but we will describe them in the next session under strategic planning process. But we can't separate these, no, practically. For the study purpose only, we have different labels, no, as departmental plans, operational plans, strategic plan for an organization, all come together. We can see the order, good order, but in a mix, all happen. And finally, we ended up with this to identify major benefits of plan. I gave a hint to deal with this part. Here you have to consider the role or benefit of plan to other functions, to do other three functions. Right, then this is they help motivation and commitment of people. It links with leading, no? This is where good leadership should be presented by managers. Then this point helps to understand the role of planning to do leading function effectively. Right. Second point says they guide resource allocation. Resource allocation is mainly considered in second function, organizing. Therefore, the second point mentioned in this slide as can be used to understand the role of planning towards effective organizing function. Third one, again relates with leading, giving guide to action involves leading. Right. Then last one involves controlling. Set a standard of performance is the first step of management control. Right. These are the key points we can use to understand benefits of plan. But you can think of other points also. If so, try to locate them, as I said, to understand the role of planning as the first function to do other function effectively. Right, the last point, I didn't finish this part for you as well. Right. The problem was communicated, brought by the staff people here, somewhere here, no? First point, then I gave a hint also to understand the limitations or drawbacks of plans in this way. These are happening not because of the actual limitations of this function planning or the noun plans, but all these are arising whenever managers try to misuse the function planning or plans. Right. First point says plans and goals create a false sense of certainty. The first two are about the external environment, how managers try to read and understand the external environment. Then first point says the weakness of managers to overestimate, or see the environment more positively, giving more credit to the plans they prepare. That is also one weakness, not of the plans, but the managers who are using the plans, or preparing the plans, or who are working with the plans. Right. Second one is underestimation of the environment, external environment. Because of they give more credit to the plans, managers would not identify the turbulent, volatile nature of the environment. It is somewhat similar to the first point, no? First point. The 2 points are communicating the same thing, right? But anyhow, you can have 2 weeks. Percent your explanation more clear, very specific. So they are overlapping. Actually, I have taken these from the DARP's textbook. The last one deals with what's the weakness there. Even today, we are worrying about the goodness of the human capacity. We can't undermine that. Today, the hot topics are the use of AI, those things, no? We have fear of losing human touch because of these advanced technology. It would not happen actually. Now, even in future, the human capacity, intuition, creativity cannot be fully replaced by a machine. by the technology. But a similar thing happens here as a weakness of planning done by managers. No, mostly they may undermine or they may not recognize the creativity, intuition capacity of them as well as other people. Because of that, they may more stick into make decision, stick into the plans. Then such a decision would not be creative or innovative or effective. Therefore, whenever you need to recognize the human behavior, you have to do that as a manager. First, try to recognize your behavior as a manager. Then try to get involved others behaviors as well. Right. That's how these limitations should be understood. Yeah? With that rationality, you can identify some other limitations also. But I can recognize the immediate limitations other than this. Yeah, because intuition, creativity, all should be done to satisfy customers, and other stakeholders. Therefore, that point can look after all other possible things, possible weaknesses also happening based on their own decision making through this information. But if you like, you can derive those points. Then it is not bad, it is not incorrect, it is correct. Then you can give those points as a different exam around the same. That is expected, from people like you, Right? You are very free to give your own views. But those should be, presented with the base. With the rationale. Right, that's why we can have this lesson as the first lesson set for planning, It was about the general planning process. But practically, as I said, companies should first deal with the strategic planning. This is there to support that. Right. Then any other questions? I did a wrap up for you, and it is a wrap up for you as well. Right. Then we will have our quiz, even today we had more time, because of this problem. Then today also we may end up with the quiz program. There are about 28 or 29 individuals today. But it is better in a point also I showed that you better have knowing these things, then you can easily study a case. And then I will follow the list to read out your name and the registration number. Then today you have to use only this lesson. Based on that, you have to give the learning points. Don't go back to the previous lesson. This is a reasonable lesson, at a reasonable length. You to select your specific learning point and tell that. Right, first one, Veera Singh. Right. What you learned today? Benefits? Benefits.
Motivation and commitment. The function. Also tied to resource allocation, celebration, organization function, and also that.
Okay, these are enough actually. You said the two benefits of plans or planning. One is towards leading where you said goals and plans provide motivation and commitment, no? To achieve them by workers, managers. Right. At least giving one is enough. On the last day you were absent, no? Right. Next one, Charnika, ne? Charnika 002. What is your learning point? How to define the mission of an organization. Right. Those areas should be covered, no? By a mission statement. Right, then, Rabuk Kana.
The ways of execute the plan. Personally, it's management by objectives, by paper, tracker, and single use of plans and standing use of.
Standing use, no. Standing plans and single use plans. Then MBO, no? Are the three things used to execute plans. Rabuk 12, number 4. Absent. The last day absent, and today also absent. Cannot continue, no? Mineka, number 5. Enaka, no? But Mineka, Menaka, right, so.
There are three levels of plan. Strategic planning and tactical plans and operational management and tactical plan for people management and strategic
IR Jaising, number 6. Jaising.
Case of emergency, exact and unexpected condition. Managers identify important factors in the environment such as a possible economic downfall, declining market.
Now, I think these days on news we hear, no, there are about 50,000, 60,000 acres affected, no, due to the very pricing, no, in the country. Then even farmers could use the contingency plans, no. But above farmers, no, there are people, no, should be used them, no, should use them in advance. In country like India, no, and all these are happening, no, contingency plans. You are IR guessing, no, number 6. Right, next one, MR guessing, number 7.
Plans, management. First one is strategic plans. Strategic plan is a broad statement describing their organization need to be in future. Second one is tactical goals, such as result that major divisions and departments within the organization to achieve their goals. Other one is operational goals that results expected from departments and work groups and individuals to achieve the operational goals. Strategic goals, we expected overall performance and subsidiary performance expected, and tactical goals expected like Galle from SB.
Right. Yeah, for the set matter, as one service, even all farmers, no, all days farmers were using, no, to cultivate very short-term life, no, paddy, no, for those dry seasons, no. Then the researchers can develop, no, at least to harvest such paddy within 2 months. It is possible. This is a good contingency plan device. Right. Next one, Vera code, number 9.
The organization systems. Will define mission statement voice, integration line, innovation goal, stakeholders. The key elements of mission statement include purpose, values, goals, and objectives. Target.
You also mentioned similar things. How you can distinguish that answer set by the small point, small innovation.
Yeah. The organization exists in the market. They try to show them.
Or you can say when we discuss based on the mission statement, other subsequent goals should be developed, no? Based on the mission. Therefore, it is the stronger. Actually, this improves your writing capacity also, no? Plus, we have to think, improve your thinking capacity. But all would be improved by what activity? Reading, no? Good reading. Reading is the number one. Reading. Yeah, therefore, to do the reading properly. When you are thinking, other communication activities can be improved naturally. Reading is number one. Not to read lot, but the global thing should be done properly, no? Understand it. As an art of reading. While traveling, you can do that, no? Looking at the boards, billboards, name boards. Then try to, get good thing about the particular symbol, cue. Right, then Madhushani.
Controlling these goals and plans by to those allocation. Mainly, on
YG summer code, number 11.
their goals. There are 5 steps in planning process. The first is develop the plan, translate the plan, plan operations, execute the plan, and the other one is monitor the
Is highlighting the 5 steps is enough. Because another has not covered, no? Right, Saman Mali, number 12. Right.
This explanation of an organization, reasons for existence, and describe its purpose, intention, and overall objectives. Normally, that include strategic goals, plans, and tactical goals and plans, and operational goals and plans.
Mission includes them.
Mission statement.
Yeah, it includes these plans. That's how we understood. Looking at the as per the diagram. Oh, that step includes. You talk about the first step of planning process. No. Yeah. Finally, you said it includes. Likewise, yeah? Not includes. It should help, no? It helps developing other 3 goals, 3 levels of goals and plans. No? The proper reading has not happened. No? Yeah. By you. Kavodya. What? What one? Appraise performance of the division. No? These are the 4 steps in the MBO process. Right. KTT Jayasinghe, number 14. 1-4. Action on the last 2 days. 2 days also, no? Not here, no? They are not coming then, no? Right. Sadarsha, sorry, sir, Sudarsha, eh? Sorry, sir. Sudarsha.
This strategic plan is considered as a audit of the organization by the senior management. So it's unclear statement. As an example, increasing profitability, raising the level of turnover of the company, like that.
About strategic goals. Abhay Kunwardhan, number 16. Absent. Abhay Kunwardhan, absent, no? Presented on the other 2 days. Sudarsha was absent on the last day. Right. Lianagi, 1-7.
My only point is contingency plan. It called how the managers face to uncertain situation when it comes to the organization. So in those kind of situation, they have to because those are happening beyond our control. So in those kind of situation, we have to go for like plans, crisis plans, plan B, likewise. As an example, we can say labor crisis, natural hazard, and all. So in practical, I can say like the way how we use the contingency plan is when a power crisis comes, managers can develop. They can provide generators, solar power system.
Offending power systems. Right. Next one, Bandar, 1-8.
thousand plants placed. As from the environment, they are. And we set up
May you explain the meaning? Gautam,
My name is what we consider as a strategic plans. The main aim prime is customer satisfaction. Second one, such as a raising market share, increase the profitability, expand the business, enter into the new market.
as an example. Atidya,
Execute the plan.
number 21, only number has been mentioned here, not a name, 21. Not applicable. Last 2 days, there are 2 dots. Today is a dot. Pitanagi, 22.
My learning point is the organizational planning process. So there are 5 steps. First one is the develop the plan. Second one is the translate the plan. Third one is plan operations. And fourth one is the execute the plan. Fifth one is the monitor and learn.
Something review, monitor and learn. Another number 23. Is there anyone for 23? No. 3 dots. Not applicable. No? Mohammed, number 24, online, no?
Yes, sir.
What's today's learning point?
My learning point is that step of planning process, plan operations. Plan operation means set plan for lower level of organization operations such as production, procurement, and organization should set measurement and targets for such plans such as KPIs.
Okay, right. From where you log on today?
Sorry, sir.
From where you are taking part here?
From Qatar.
Qatar.
Yes.
Now, how is the climate or weather?
Too much hot.
Hot. But the Qatar government has planted a lot of trees, no?
Yes, of course.
There are artificial trees.
Yeah, artificials.
Yeah,
Artificial
become
plantation.
natural. Right.
Yeah, it's like natural, yes.
Then people are happy, no? You are also happy?
Of course.
Okay, then good luck then.
Thank you.
Ahmed, 25. Maybe from here, no? Ahmed. Another one, maybe via Teams. Ahmed. He participated only on the first day, no? Absent on the second day. For the first quiz, no, we didn't do the second quiz, no? Due to time limitation, right? Then today also dash. Dot. Then 26 to 27, those are only numbers. They have dots for the other quizzes. Today also no members, no, for 26 and 27. Right, then Khalid, number 28. He should be here. So via online. They absent. Khalid. 29-13. No names. Are there members for them? No. Andikar. Yeah, 31.
For this management by objectives, it's a system how managers and employees define goals for every department, project and person and so they need to monitor subsequent performance. There are 4 elements in there. First one is set goals, one is develop action plan, review progress and rise overall performance.
Right. MBO gives a lot of benefit, no? To an organization. Right, then Farwan, 32.
Yes, sir.
You are there, no? What's your learning point?
My learning point is execution of the plan includes 2 things: single use of plan and standing plans. Single use of plans mean it will not be going to be repeated, like a program, something, projects related stuff. And the standing plans mean like a policies, rules and procedures. That one.
You wanted to compare the two, no?
Yeah.
Those two are helping execution.
Yeah.
From where are you?
Kuwait, sir.
Kuwait.
Yeah.
It is also similar, no?
Yeah, similar. Yes.
Similar. Right, next one, Hasim.
My learning point is essence of planning. Goals and plans can create a false sense of certainty. May also cause rigidity in a turbulent environment. Goals and plans can get in a way of intuition and creativity.
Right. Then there are some other numbers, 34, 35, 36. They also have dots, the other pieces. 34. Lakma. You are starting from today, no?
Yes.
Better to cross-check these, no? On the, yeah.
Level of plan.
Yes.
Level planning, tactical level, and operation level. First, strategic level planning, cover border level towards the organization long-term success. It is done by top management of the organization. Minimum 3 to 10 years. It covers market share, new market, and product development. And the next point is tactical level planning. It is comes from the divisional level, mid-level management. Prepare those plans for the organization success and support to the organization strategic plan.
Right.
Other thing, operational level, which is done by operational level management to the individual level and employees to achieve organization
Okay.
plan for the success of the top management.
Those give valuable information from the front, no? No members for 35 and 36, no? You have 34. Any others? For those numbers, no, not it. Right, next one, 37. Jayasant. For today, absent. Jayasant, 37. Absent, no? Can't tell. Gunaratna, 38. Gunaratna? Also absent today. On the last day also he was absent. He or she was absent. Kalashini.
goals should be marked, develop action plans, review progress, and praise or
You identified the 5 characters of goals, operational level goals and plans with the smart word. Right, next one, welcome again.
My point is mission. It is the reason for the organization is distance, and it describes the organization values, aspirations, goal, mission is help to measure subsequent performance.
What's the meaning of saying mission critical organization? We have heard now, mission critical. What's the meaning? Based on your answer, you can take.
It describes all the organization.
Right. It should be centered upon the values, core values, and all other things like different levels of goals and plans should be based on that. That may be one explanation given for that character, mission criticalness. Restaurant Soisa. What's the meaning of KPI? Huh? Key performance indicators. No? KPIs can be set for any level, no? In any area. No? Even we can set these for school children, no? KPIs. KPIs for university students, school children, nursery children. No? So whatever the purpose is to evaluate their performance. No? Performance at that level. But, any others did not participate? What's your name? The first time? No? This is your first day. Navodaya? How I missed that? It has not been written here. But Kavodya, Navodaya, no? Huh? I considered all names, no? With everything. What's your number? $39 appears for Kalashini. Maybe another number I disregarded, no? 35, 36. But for all dashes of dots have been given from the beginning. If you have come before, then your one is not relevant for them. Can you check the last 2 digits of your number, registration number? Oh, this is the first time you appeared? This is the first one? That's the reason. Then I have tried out. Then don't worry about the number. Currently, what's your surname? Right, then no marks for the first 2. We are starting from today. Right, and continue. Right, then what's your answer? Next one. PO, right?
And or of course to guide their overall performance. All companies to contribute and see their connection with the companies as they carry out their tasks.
Right. What are the new things you mentioned compared to the things others said about the MBO? Now, any at least one new point captured?
Carry out their
Connection means both managers and employees jointly, engage in the MBO process. Therefore, it enhances teamwork also, no? Another benefit. MBO enhances the organizational teamwork. That's how you can derive new things. Huh? Right, then any others did not participate today from the physical class and from via Teams online?
I didn't participate, sir.
This is the first one today? Your first one?
No, sir. This is the third class I am attending.
What's your name?
Gayan Tushar.
Gayan?
Tushar.
What's the number?
40.
No such number mentioned here, no.
Mm,
This may be the fresh one for you.
maybe then.
Yeah. Gayan, no?
Yes, sir, Gayan.
Yes. 40, yeah. They refer this on other days. Right.
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
I have the evidence. Then what is your learning point?
Today my learning point is strategy maps, and strategy maps are it's the representation of the organization success, and there's a key four common key areas are there, that is learning and growth and international process and customer service and financial performance. In the internal process and customer service and financial performance.
Right.
And there in the statutory maps, it's contribute for the long-term success. For that, all the companies mostly they are doing feasibility studies and forecasting and budgeting before they are going for the new before they are going to touch the new areas, and if they want to go for the new projects, so before that they will do this strategy maps.
Yeah, initially it was developed by Kaplan and Norton in the balance scorecard method. That is used in management accounting, strategic management accounting. Right, then any others via online? Should be one or two more. Hello? Anyone who did not tell the answer today for today? All occupied. Then shall I have the head count? $27. That's correct. Your class had 24, no? I found 24 signatures. Then only 3 members from Teams online. Today?
Yes, sir.
3, ne? I happen to see 4 members, no? At the beginning, I don't. But anyhow, all occupied, no?
Yes.
That's the one I need to cross check. Right. Then that's the we can please 5 minutes more, no? Then how about your team assignment? online members, you are having your team, no? At least,
Yes, sir, we are having the team, online team we created.
from where the last member came from? From where?
I'm from Dubai, sir.
Dubai, right? No, the physical location is not a problem. No, you can use online methods, no,
Yes, sir, yes.
to share information.
Okay.
But have a team members, sorry, leaders,
Yes, we have the team leader. His name is Udyanga. So we
is
are
not
in.
participating, no? For the leader
I
is
think-
not participating yet. But anyhow, that is a separate job.
Okay, sir.
Ensure it is happening for your team.
Yeah, it's happening, sir. Yes.
Right, then time to time refer the step guidelines given in the course outline. But more than that, you have to do that in your way.
Okay, sir.
Time is flying now. Weeks are flying.
Okay, sir.
Unknowingly. Then do that. Then did I give some revision questions for the last class? Some exercises for the environment? No. I asked you to remind, no, on that day I had to get some questions for the previous one, but it was done, no? At the very beginning, no, if I have given questions for the previous and at the end of the last lesson, then some questions might be given for that lesson also. Didn't I do? No. No. Right. These are not the assignments, these are some exercises. But you better write the answers alone, first alone when you are free. Right, then I'll give one or two questions for the previous one, third lesson. First write down some revision questions given for the second lesson, sorry, third lesson. Right, I'll give you two questions for that. First one, describe different forces or different elements. Describe different elements. These are similar words. Describe different elements of the environment of management with examples. Full stop. For that 10 marks within bracket marks allocation guideline. More marks were given. Description type, no? Then you should know if there's a diagram, you have to provide that. After that, briefly explain the things. Right. We had a diagram, no? Right. Then the second question for that, describe how managers need to adapt into the external environment. How managers need to adapt into the external environment. With appropriate examples. There also we had two diagrams, at least the last diagram should be used for this also 10 marks. The internal, external sources are there, and the nature of the environment can be identified as stable and flexible. Then culture, corporate culture-oriented strategies, core strategies were known. Right. Those should be reflected. Right. Then some questions for today's one, general planning. Right, question 1. Briefly explain. No, briefly, not briefly, explain. Explain the levels of organizational plans and goals. Explain the levels of organizational plans and goals with examples. Full stop. So that 10 marks. The next one. Describe the general planning process. Describe the general planning process with examples. Describe the general planning process with examples. First of all, that 10 marks, actually more marks should be given, then I'll say as 10 marks. In both, the relevant diagrams should be provided. For the previous one, the triangle for these 5 steps. But here need not to provide the MBO diagram again. Right. It is not relevant. Main diagram should be, the 5 steps should be explained, but we have to explain about the MBO at the execution level. And explain them briefly, very shortly. But this question is to know your understanding about the main steps. Right. The last question. Identify major benefits and possible limitations of planning. Identify major benefits and possible limitations of planning. For that, again, about 8 marks. Then here need not to explain. First, state the points in 2 columns. No? On left, you can present major benefits of planning. On right, you can say possible limitations. That's how you can present your answer. Presentation is also important. Not only the information. Right, then in this way we will end up today. No time, no? Have a positivistic view. Later, you can add more knowledge. You will have a case study. Okay, then thanks. Likewise, we will continue. Then thanks for online members also now. We are finishing the today's session. Right, thanks.